Hey everybody, I hope you are having a great start to your 2022. I have a couple things that I want to talk about today, and they are going to be real and raw and authentic because that's what I stand by. This might be one of the most challenging videos that I have ever done, but sometimes things need to be said, and our voices are so important. And even when we are trying to be silenced for sharing the truth, we need to make sure that we are using our authentic voice to share with the world because people need to hear the truth. And so, as you're hopping on, let me know that you're here. Put a 1 if you're tuning in right now, and let me know where you're tuning in from. If you catch this later on the replay, then put a 2, and also let me know where you are joining me from. So to start off, the one thing I wanted to bring up and to discuss is the topic of hypocrites. I know that I had alluded to that over time, especially in light of things that have been going on, especially the past, 2 years or so. And not to say that hypocrites is a new issue, definitely not. But I think it's more evident, at least it is to me, in the last couple of years of those people who, on one hand, they are boasting about using, for example, synthetics, chemicals, very unnatural substances within their own body, and boasting and bragging about that. And then on the other hand, I see those individuals promoting natural wellness and products and programs that they claim are going to help other people have a healthier lifestyle. And so I'm just curious, how does that sit with you if you're seeing somebody who is all about and being proud about the substances that they're putting in their body that are not natural, that if you knew what was in them, you would be and should be highly concerned. But then you see this individual turning around and trying to promote a healthy lifestyle program, and that individual is talking about things like the importance of digestive health and the importance of your immune system and the importance of boosting your natural immune system. I personally find it disturbing and sickening, and I see right through it. So unless somebody is not, I guess if they're blind to their own hypocrisy, then they may just not be realizing it. But I think it's important to really make sure that what you're saying and doing are in alignment with who you truly are. And that's what authenticity really is, right? So if you say you stand for something, stand for it. Don't just stand for it when it benefits you or benefits you financially. In the cases of people that are trying to sell a program or a product that goes against what they're bragging and boasting about all the time. So that was the first thing I wanted to mention, just an observation. And there's just a lot of people out there that are demonstrating, they're saying one thing and doing something completely different. An example of that could also be individuals who are pushing mandates on all of us. And if you would ask them directly if they themselves are following their own mandates, some of them, if they're honest, would say, actually, no, myself, my family, my friends, whatever, we're not doing it. Or that's, a similar concept to if you go to a doctor and the doctor is criticizing you for an unhealthy habit. Maybe they're telling you you need to stop smoking, you need to eat healthier, yada, yada, yada. But then you leave the doctor's office and you're on your way out, and you see the doctor hanging out on the side of the doctor's office, smoking a cigarette or eating tasty cakes, right? pretty similar concept. So just something that's on my heart and very disturbing, but I'm seeing more and more individuals who are demonstrating great examples of hypocrisy. The second item that I wanted to talk about tonight is a story, and stories are very powerful. I've shared my story of dealing with chronic digestive issues, low energy, aches and pains, burning in my hands and feet. The burning in my hands and feet started by the age of 30 after seeking medical help for 7 years. And so I know how important it is. I've shared my story a lot. I'm happy to share more about my story with those who are interested, who are dealing with medical challenges themselves. And but I wanted to share a story that I heard recently, and it's one of many other stories that are out there, but likely are being censored, or they're at the very bottom of the Google search. If you keep Googling, when you Google, there's multiple pages of search results, right? You need to keep going. Go to multiple pages in, see if you can find the real story instead of the fake stories, the fake news that they've been trying to indoctrinate us with for so many years, and for some of us, our whole lives. So anyway, this story absolutely broke my heart. I heard it recently, and I felt that there are definitely people out there that need to hear it, even though, like I said, this is going to be a real and raw and difficult live for me to do. And the reason it's difficult is because of the high level of censorship. I have been personally censored over time simply for things like sharing with somebody the importance of what they eat and how that impacts their health. Some of these social media sites don't like you to draw connections between the truth and what actually can help people get healthy naturally, because it takes away from their profits and their bottom line, the big companies and big corporations. So anyway, to get to the story, here is a summary of the story. So basically, there is a family that is a very religious family, and in my area, there's many people who are pretty strict practicing in their religion, and they may have a large family. And in this particular family, there's a mom and a dad and several kids, and the family has the father being the main source of income. The wife, if you think about how things used to be, where traditionally, maybe back in the 50s, let's say, where the mom was in the home and the father was out working, bringing home the paycheck, the mom taking care of the kids. So this family is very traditional like that. And so the father had a regular job, and he's the main source of income. Basically, what happened is that the family seemed to be doing well as far as health-wise. But one day, suddenly, the father had a heart attack. And it's my understanding that the father was in his 30s, at the most 40s. So not an older gentleman, no signs of any health issues. And what ended up happening, because of this family being in a religious community, they wanted to pursue, looking into what happened to the dad, what happened to this man, who was not very old, didn't appear to have any chronic health problems that would contribute to a heart attack. Well, they ended up investigating the situation, and the wife, in the investigation, the wife was asked if the husband had had any particular treatments, any medications, any jabs, especially in light of our current pandemic situation that we've been in over the last couple years here. And the wife said, "Oh no, he would never do that because, it's against our religious beliefs. And he definitely would not have gotten a jab." Well, you might know where this is going. So basically, what was discovered in the investigation is that the father who had the heart attack did, in fact, have a jab, And the reason he got the job was because he did not want to lose his job. And because he, more than the job, he needed the income for his family. And he has a large family, many kids. And so, due to the fear of lost income, he lost his life. His wife lost her husband, and the children have now lost their father, at least for the time that we are here on earth. And may they meet again in heaven. But I listened to a family member of this family share this story in complete tears, understandably, because now this family, the family is trying to, rally together and help the wife and the children, young children, be able to pay their bills, be able to have a nice holiday, and they are without the breadwinner, their sole source of finances in the family, their dad. And again, beyond the finances, I mean, we need finances, so that's huge. But they've lost her husband and the father. They've lost that important person in their life, at least while they're here on earth. So I'm saying it now in a way to explain it to you. But I was in tears listening to this story, and not only was I in tears because of this particular story, but in tears because of experiences I've had in my life, things that contributed to my health issues, the damage that I know can be done by putting toxic synthetic foreign substances in your body and not knowing the pros and cons, not being informed fully about the possible ramifications of putting things in your body that are foreign and synthetic. And so if you're joining me now and didn't get to hear the story, please listen to the replay. I just shared a story about a family that was absolutely devastated recently, a local family, and a family member shared this story with me recently. And it is just so utterly sad. It's probably a story that you're not hearing. You're hearing all the positives and the push for things that will bring profit to big corporations. And so I felt called to do this difficult video. And for those of you that don't know, people who speak out are putting themselves at risk for bad things to happen because there is huge censorship and they do not want the truth to get out there. So by me even saying something and doing this video, it is a possible threat to myself. So just so you know that as well. So one other thing that ties with this that really bothers me, and I'm curious if you've noticed it or if it bothers you too, but there's a lot of people talking about, the reason why there's a problem is because of the pandemic. And they're neglecting to share that many places do not have as many workers because those workplaces have been enforcing mandates that have been causing employees to either leave on their own free will, or the employers are letting them go if they do not comply with the mandates, or, in my mind, I believe they are coercive practices. And so, if I had used this example before of, what if you go to work tomorrow and your job tells you that they want you to come to the main office or wherever, wherever your boss is, and that you must get a tattoo. What would you say? What would you do? Would you just go along with it? Would you say, oh, well, I don't want to look different. I don't want to be different. I guess I'm just going to get the tattoo. Especially if you knew that the ink that they were using was toxic and harmful. Not to mention, that's huge in itself, not to mention that you will be living with this tattoo the rest of your life, unless you, I guess, are able to get it scribbled out or whatever. But you're going to have a mark on you regardless for the rest of your life. That might remind you of a time in history as well when individuals were tattooed and marked. So just some things to consider if you've not considered this before. Yeah, so my main points for this video are, have you considered the hypocrisy that exists right now, that's going on all around us? People telling us we must do this, we must do that. Then you see that they themselves are not complying with their own mandates. You have people telling you that, this particular thing is so important, yet before you know it, they're canceling that particular thing in lieu of something that fulfills their priorities and their agenda, but totally contradicts what's best for people and their needs. And so again, the beginning of the video, I share an example of some health practitioners out there who are, and these are, I'm using some specific examples to bring this to light, who are boasting about their use of unnatural practices for their own health, yet trying to promote and make money off of programs and products that claim to boost your immune system naturally. It just doesn't add up. It's like, what do you stand for? You stand for both? It's just an interesting concept. Like, you stand for unnatural and you stand for natural. And some of these same individuals have been very disrespectful of other people who may believe differently than them, or who are all about using natural things as a first defense. I'm a Christian, and I believe that God gave us an immune system for a reason. Are a lot of people worn out, and are people's immune systems struggling? Heck yes, they are. So I will never say that, people don't have chronic health issues. They do. And I had them for 7 years, personally, a chronic health issue. And so yes, there are problems. But the problem for me is that there are people out there saying that there is only one path to health, that there is only one way, or they're saying there are multiple ways, but they're saying multiple when it conveniences them, and they'll make a profit off of saying that there are multiple ways. So they're using it very deceptively and conveniently for their own benefit. And I don't agree with that. I've had some individuals even in the health space that say, if you don't agree with me, then you can remove yourself from my mailing list or my email list or whatever, and being extremely rude to people who have different beliefs than them. And that's not respectful. That's not, like, in any other circumstance, how would that be appropriate, right? Like, how is that any different than saying, if you're a certain color, you have a certain skin color, or you have a certain ethnicity, you should take yourself off my email list or my mailing list. It's like, how is it any different? It really isn't. Or if you have freckles, I don't want you on my mailing list or my email list. So I just want people to consider that if you are people that if they're going around speaking about unity and, bringing people together, then their actions should align with that. They should not be preaching about how important it is to love one another and unite. But on the other hand, you see them saying, I love you but only if you agree with me and do things the same way I do, or, promote or help your health the same way. Beware of those people. You do not want to work with people who only show you one way, and the way is the way that will benefit themselves. So just something I thought would be helpful. I've learned the hard way at times in my life already with people like that. And so one thing I wanted to remind you of, if you haven't already seen it, I've put it out there, but again, social media sometimes hides things, censors things, so I can't ever assume that people have seen my stuff. But if you do want to check it out, I have it posted and many other things on my page here, Emily Cat. You can just scroll through my feed. But I have a flyer. I'm so excited. I'm doing my third 5-day clean eating program. It is all online, virtual, so people can tune in from anywhere. I provide the recipes, a simple handbook to follow. I do a kickoff call and a wrap-up call, and you get support, a lot of support along the way. And so I'm just so excited to do a third clean eating program. So many people I know struggle with what to eat, what not to eat. I thought this was healthy, but then next thing I know, I see on Google or I see on some article saying that this particular item is not healthy. So like, what is it, right? There's a lot of contradictory information out there. And it's my goal during this 5-day clean eating program to help you discern, the foods that, may be touted as being healthy may not actually be healthy for your body, or nowadays with what our society is doing to our food, there are many things out there that should be healthy but really are not. And so I will help you through that in the 5-day program. And I just wanted to let you know that the program is January 24th to the 28th, Monday through Friday, the last week of January. Like I said, all virtual, all online. We'll have a private Facebook group to be able to chat. All the resources will be housed in there. And to sign up, all you have to do is you can put in the comments on the video, 5-day clean eating program. To sign up, and the early bird ends tonight. So that's also why I wanted to remind you. Early bird rate, you save $30 by signing up tonight. It's $97. If you sign up tomorrow, or tomorrow through the 17th of January, it will be $127 for the 5-day program. If you've been somebody who's been struggling with eating cleaner and you're not really sure what foods are triggering inflammation for you or triggering, feeling sluggish, getting headaches, having skin issues, and you really are wanting to try to tease that apart, this 5-day program is a great container, a great format to be able to do that. And feel successful and feel like you're on your way toward really navigating what fuels your body versus what's inflaming your body, what's harming your body. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can message me. You can comment on the video to learn more. But again, early bird pricing ends tonight at midnight. And to sign up, you just have to let me know that you want to participate in the 5-day clean eating program. Kick off the year right. A lot of people benefit in multiple ways from the program. We are what we eat. We are what we digest. And people that have participated in my summer and my fall 5-day clean eating program realized that certain foods made them feel a lot better than others. They lost some weight in a healthy, sustainable way, just naturally by eating better. And I got a lot of positive reviews, and that's why I was excited to do another one in January. Cleon, Debbie, Jody, Steve, anybody else that I can't see. Sometimes I think Facebook doesn't show everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and God bless you guys. And I just am looking forward. I'm hopeful about 2022, and I'm saying that in the midst of many challenges coming my way. A lot of changes, transitions have been happening for me in my life right now, and I just want to be able to keep moving forward and see how I can be a support to you in your health journey, because I know how miserable and frustrating and alone it felt to go 7 years and not feel understood, to be dealing with chronic low energy, the aches and pains, like I said, the burning in my hands and feet that started by the age of 30. And guys, that was only 6 years ago. So a lot can happen in a year, a lot can happen in 5 years, a lot can happen in 6 years. I became a health coach, doing health coaching on top of my full-time day job. And I've been able to, be a blessing to others. And I've reflected on the number of people that I've done consults with, people that I've been doing the 5-day clean eating program with, people that I've done health workshops with. I've participated in some community events related to health and wellness. And it's a blessing. God helped me to use a really difficult, dark time in my life and be able to use what I learned to help others And for that, that is a gift and a blessing that I can now see in hindsight. So yeah, I appreciate you listening, and have a wonderful week. Bye, guys.